Tammy Trayer, TrayerWilderness.com. I thought I'd bring you out here today. Got some noisy goats here, so hopefully you can hear me okay. But we had our first baby goats in January, and so we are finally able to be milking our goats that we've been feeding for a year and a half. So I'm real excited. And the mountain man built this a while back. We had our breeders' goats out here several times as loaner goats while they were on vacation, and this is just an amazing thing and something you definitely need to have. Because he's a welder and a MacGyver and a jack of all trades, he chose to make this out of metal. It's extremely heavy duty. You could do the same thing out of wood, but I wanted to show you this, and then I'm also going to show you how to milk goats. We attempted that before, but my videographer was inexperienced at the time and the weather wasn't so very nice. It was snowing that day. So I'm going to show you how to milk goats also, and I'll be videotaping with the camera that we're recording with right now. And I will also be recording with my iPhone with this head cam strap. My iPhone will fit in here. This is also designed that you can put cameras, small cameras like our Canon ELPH in here and strap it to your head. It's got like a rubbery material, almost like a glue in here, so that it sticks to your hat, your head, whatever, and is adjustable. So this is really cool. This is by Baku, and I will have links to the company in the description and also on our website on the blog post that I will put out on this. But this is a really cool tool because I would love to have the GoPro, but I can't afford the GoPro right now. So this is a great, easy replacement until we have the funding, and it may assist in some of our videoing that we do close up. Sometimes, like today, I'm by myself videoing, so it can be a struggle. You won't be able to zoom in on some of the things I'm going to show you today, but I think you'll get the idea, and I will show you this further when I start milking the goats. So bear with me here, and hopefully you can hear me. This was made for a metal feed dish that the breeders had. Our dish was smaller and didn't fit in here, and I didn't invest in another dish. We're real frugal and just improvise a lot. So what I did is just took thin wire and crisscrossed it so that I can put my bowl in here like so. So that's their feeding dish. When you're milking goats, you want to have them preoccupied. So I have the littles out in the yard here. They can see them running around, and their feed is there, so they're pretty well distracted. This is really cool. This moves, and it has 6 or 7 holes here, depending on the size of the goat. Our goats are small, so I can put it in the very first hole. And it's important to keep them secured. They will try to get out if their food bowl empties. They will definitely be buggers and try to escape. They're very smart animals, so keep that in mind. But we have a pin in here, real easy to do this. You can again do this with wood, same thing. It's nice and sturdy, so there's a back on here so the goats don't fall off. They have a tendency to move while you're milking and walk around, and occasionally this one here, I don't know if you can see her, but Copper's out here, our Rhodesian, and she tends to stir things up a lot. It also has this really nice ramp. On the ramp there are 2-bys so that they have something to secure their feet. As you can see, there's a roof on top of here, but it gets wet. I was milking in snow and rain without that, so we got that in place. So, but it makes it easy for them to get on. You'll see how well we have them trained. As far as I just open the door and they will just wander out on the stand and into position. So it's pretty cool. It doesn't always work that way, and they don't always cooperate. Trust me, I could have videoed a couple days ago and made a lot of money on that video. So, but we won't go into that. But so that's a stand. You definitely want a milk stand. Some other things you're going to want is your milking buckets. I have a little kid's brush here. You're going to need this to comb the loose hairs under their belly as well as on their teats. So having a brush on hand is important. I have another dish that I bring out with soapy water and a sponge so I can wash them off good. And I have two different milk buckets. One that I put the milk in once I've milked them, and the other one that I use to milk into. It just makes it convenient. You're going to find and see when I'm milking that they can be uncooperative, and so I tried to not take the chance of spilling all of my milk. So anyway, I will share further with you once I am ready to milk, but I wanted to show you the stand and express that again, this is extremely heavy duty, but you can make something similar out of wood. I'm going to come back on the other side of the camera and just zoom in on certain spots so you can get a good idea how he did this. But we are blessed with the goats. Like I said, they birthed in January, so we had to wait about 7-8 weeks and then weaned the babies off and started milking. And I get over a gallon of milk a day, and it is just rich, creamy milk. It's awesome. I feel so good drinking the milk. The mountain boy can drink the milk. He's not able to have cow's milk, but he is able to have goat's milk because the milk fat is different. So if you have a cow's milk or a dairy intolerance, you may want to try goat's milk, because most chances are you will be able to have it. So it's been huge for us because I can make everything: our cottage cheese, our ranch dressings, our milk kefir, our cheese, butter. So all those things are now part of our homestead, and just another way that we're self-sufficient. So keep that in mind, and let me step aside here and show you this a little bit better. I'm just going to walk in here. Bear with me as I move around here, but you can see how he has the cotter pin in there. You could even just use a bolt with a nut and just, twist it around a little bit. But you can see how he has that welded on there. So if you did something with wood, you could do something similar. But he's got this very, very well built. It's extremely sturdy and extremely heavy. The three of us need to move it when we move it. And so you can see how we put the 2x on there. Just makes it really nice and easy for them to get on. One of our goats is extremely non-coordinated, and the other one is very coordinated and a climber. So the one that's not coordinated struggles greatly, so that helps a lot. And having that backboard is really important because, like I said, they do step around, and you don't want them going off the one side and strangling themselves to death. So, and this makes a great stand also to secure them so that you can clip their hooves, which I will try to do a video on that also. And you can hear the littles, see if they come out. I see one there. Little! What? What are you doing? Where's the other ones? There's Licorice. Yo, what's up? And there's Caramel. One more. Where's your brother or sister? But that's the littles. They are 4 months, going on 5 months old. They're a lot of fun. They are the funniest things in the world to watch. And they're like little Houdinis, so be prepared for quite an exciting ride when you take on goats. Copper, stop biting the tripod. So anyway, I'm going to shut this off now, and I'm going to shut this off now, and then I am going to get some goats out here and show you how to milk. So stay tuned. All right, guys, I am back out here. I have my little water bucket over here on the ground, and I have my feed bucket here, which is a coffee can with a hole punched in it that I have hanging there. I have the milk bucket with another bucket inside there for milking, and I'm going to go fetch a goat and show you how this goes. And be prepared. Anything goes, so... That's a good girl. Oh, nope, get in there. Oh, too far. There you go. Good girl, Myrtle. I know you want your feed, don't you? I know. Look at the little wiggly tail. All right, brush. Brush underneath here real good. Get all the extra hair, loose hairs off so it doesn't fall in your milk bucket. Put your hind over there. All right, I'll get you some feed. All right. Get your head out of the bucket. There you go. Now, she's a fast eater. She usually has a lot of milk. I have paper towels today, but save yourself some money and get a rag. I typically use a rag and then just wash it. Okay, this is an itty bitty bucket, but it works out really good because it's not too high. Now, I'm going to take this sponge and get up underneath here and really scrub her off. Okay, and then I'm going to move the camera really close. I decided not to use the head cam because my battery on my phone is dying. So I'm just going to do it like this. So bear with me here. All right, Miss Mert. All right, hopefully you guys will be able to see this. I'm going to try to stay out of the way. All right, now, let me just see. All right. What you do is you just wipe her off good. And what you want to do is you want to pull down on the udder to get a little bit of milk out of there. That way you don't have any tainted milk going in your bucket. Now, bucket underneath. It's all right, girl. Okay, I'm going to just do one at a time. And you just pull down. You grab with your thumb and your pointer finger and you just pull down into the bucket. Do the same on the other side. Most likely, the goats are very finicky to the touch. One thing I recommend is when you get goats and they're little, continue to touch them all over. Touch their udders, touch them all the time, you know, all over their body so that they're easy to care for and take care of, and then they'll be easy to milk because they won't be so sensitive to your touch. But you just keep pulling down like that. It's just a downward pull and pinch at the same time. And they do get sensitive sometimes. They do kick. If she's running out of feed, she'll get real spicy with me and start kicking. So I'm just going to keep milking here. Hopefully you could see that and got the idea on how to do this. But it's really easy. And the milk is phenomenal. I absolutely love the goat's milk. Some people say goat's milk is goaty tasting and smelling. It can be, but there's a way around that and a way to alleviate that from happening. And the trick to that is make sure that your milk gets cold. Flash freeze it, put an ice pack in your milk bucket when you're milking, or just take it in and instantly transfer it to your container and into the refrigerator. But you want to get it cold as quickly as you can. Now, this is afternoon, so she doesn't have as much milk. She's almost done. What you want to do is just tap. I know, I wouldn't like that either. Just tap a little bit, and that'll help drop the milk down if there's any still up in there. You want to be able to get all the milk out, because if you don't, they can get, oh gosh, totally forgot what it's called. Starts with an M. But anyway, their teats will get infected and cause them great struggles. So keep that in mind. I'm going to just put this back here. I don't know. Hopefully you can still see everything. Oh, and look, the littles are all peeking through. They can smell the grain. Feeding your animals also is something you want to be really careful of. Making sure that you're getting good feed. Non-GMO feed if possible, good hay. Beep. She's still eating. I'm gonna take her out of here though and check. Again, I'm by myself, so I want to make sure you're getting the full picture here. I'm gonna bring the other goat out. So Myrtle, that was your day of fame. I'm gonna go get Maud. So I just want to show you a little difference. Each goat has different teats. Come on. Come on. All right, Mark, your turn. Go on. Having feed in the dish, even just a little bit when they get out here, makes it a little easier. You saw Myrtle was kind of ready to jump ship because there wasn't any feed in the thing. But they're all just like people, built differently. Myrtle's teats are really tiny, and her sacs get really, really full. So her teats are actually jetting out in the morning, which makes it really tricky to milk, trying to get it into the bucket. And they're harder to get a hold of. They can cause your hands to cramp up a little bit. So, you know, it's something that you got to get used to. Something I would suggest if you have never milked goats before and you suddenly have a whole pile of goats to milk is to be sure that you have, there's like stress balls and tension balls that you can get at the drugstore or even on Amazon. And I would recommend strengthening your hands because it definitely is quite the challenge at times. When you go from not milking to milking. I know, you'd stick your head in there, wouldn't you, and just knock the board. No, you make it tough. Come here. Alright, I'm going to bring this close again and just show you the difference in Maud. And sorry for all the movement here. Hopefully you guys can see this again, and hopefully you can see me milking the other. Okay, again, wipe it off, and you want to squeeze some of the milk out. And wipe that off just so you don't have any tainted milk in there. And you see hers are so much longer. Same thing, just grab at the top and pull down. And it's definitely a process, so if you are planning to get goats, we got these girls as babies, and we were unable to breed them for a year, until they were old enough. So we fed them for a year, and then had to wait for them to drop their young. So in essence, we've been feeding them for a year and a half just to look at them. We look at things a little differently on our homestead, and I would have, it would have been nice to have just a mama milk goat, but it was also nice to have them from young up. So it depends how you look at it. I'm grateful that we are now milking and have a purpose for these goats, but you want to now, they don't milk as much in the evening as they do during the day, or in the morning, I should say. We milk them twice a day. But it's so nice having these goats and having the milk. And I lost my train of thought a few minutes ago there, but I wanted to just show you how to do this. I just wanted to show you how to do this so that if you get goats, you are able. What I was going to say before was that if you have not milked goats, what I would suggest that you do before you just go get goats is maybe go to a breeder and practice, because you want to make sure that you can get the milk out of there. You can see she's all dry and there's not much left coming out. All right, I'm not going to piss you off. All right, that is Maud, and she is finished being milked. So I dumped the milk in here. The reason I do that is Myrtle is a kicker, and when she does that, sometimes her foot goes in the bucket of milk, and then I end up having to toss that whole bucket away because their feet are full of poop and just not a good deal. So I don't want to take chances, and that's just disgusting. So, sometimes they'll just catch the edge or they'll tip it, but the thing is to be faster than they are, which can be tricky. So, Maud, that was your time of fame. I'm going to get you out of here and take you back. But there you go, folks. I will shut this off in a little bit. But thank you so much for joining us and joining me and following us. I would love to have you subscribe to our newsletter on our website. You can do so by going to TrayerWilderness.com/newsletter.